Once again, the Pittsburgh Steelers come out here during OTAs and make another roster move. Just a couple of days ago, they went out there and added Jonathan Ward to the roster, a guy who they tried out during OTAs and said, yeah, you know what, we like what he brings, let's add him to the team, just adding more competition to the running back room. Obviously, already having Najee and Jalen Warren, adding competition would only help this team. And even with Dejon Edwards, who's been breaking out during mandatory or rookie minicamp in OTAs, they still want to add more. Today, they add yet another one, a guy who has championship pedigree, a guy who, might not be the most, dominant guy in the world, but does know what it takes to be in a locker room that can win championships. La'Mical Perine is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, has played in 17 games in 3 years in the NFL, did win a Super Bowl in Kansas City last season, and another name added to this running back core. Now in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about La'Mical Perine, who he is, what he adds, and why it could be a solid option here for the Pittsburgh Steelers going into next season. Now, before we jump into the video, I want you guys to do me a favor and comment down below your opinion on OTAs and rookie minicamp so far. Who is someone that stood out in your eyes from what you have seen and read going forward? Now, the first guy I want to say on my list is a guy named Corey Trice. I think this guy looks really good last year. Got injured, missed the season, but I think he's going to come back with some energy, and I'm rooting for Corey Trice this season. But with that being said, make sure you guys join the family, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, because we will be covering the Steelers through everything you need to know. OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season, everything. Got you covered. With that being said, let's jump into the video. So, La'Mical Perine, like we said before, is a guy who has played in about 19 games, has 94 carries for about 340 yards, only 3.6 yards per attempt as well, which is just not great. Now, obviously, you're probably wondering, well, why are we bringing in a running back who just doesn't offer too much in terms of ground and pound, which is the one thing, they're going to want to do, especially now that Arthur Smith is over, your guy who can really get the run game going. Well, the thing is, La'Mical Perine just adds depth. Competition is going to make Najee, he's going to make Jalen Warren, he's going to make Jonathan Ward, and every single one of these running backs work harder, because at the end of the day, he is here for one thing, right? To win a job. And if someone wins a job, that means someone's going to lose a job. So the main thing they want to do here is make sure that Jonathan Ward, make sure that Aaron Shamplin, Dejon Edwards know that they are not locks to make this team. They have, 3, 6, 7 guys, 7 running backs on this team that could potentially make this roster. La'Mical Perine is a guy that has shown flashes in the past. Back in his rookie season, 64 carries, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. Also caught the ball a little bit back in 2020, at 11 for 63, 5.7 yards per reception. But a guy that just is going to make guys play better and work harder throughout the entirety of OTAs and minicamp. And also, you talk about, it's tough, right? There's going to be injuries. People are going to miss time. The one thing you want to have is just more bodies to observe, more guys to look at, going through progressions, going through these OTA practices. When the pads come on, there's going to be guys missing a day here, missing a day there, and having more than 3 guys potentially battling for a roster spot at the end of the day is something you just want to see. Now, when you go back to the Steelers last season, they actually ranked number 16 in yards per carry, number 11 in rush yards per game, and number 13 in rushing touchdowns per game. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Arthur Smith knows how to get a run game going. I think some of these guys are really going to break out. If I had to really be honest with you, Najee Harris, in my opinion, is probably going to break out this season. He's on a contract year. He needs to play good, and especially now that they brought in a very good running coordinator in Arthur Smith. Now, truthfully, I don't know if La'Mical Perine actually makes the 53-man roster. But I do know one thing. He's going to help. He's going to be competitive. He's going to make things a little bit more interesting in this running back room. Make Dejon Edwards work a little bit harder. Make Jonathan Ward work a little harder. So we'll see what happens. I don't think this is a needle mover. I don't think he's going to make them a contender. I don't think he's, going to make or I don't think he's going to be able to earn a starting job on this team is basically what I'm saying. But low risk, potential reward here, maybe makes the team. If he doesn't, you lose nothing, but also help guys be more competitive in practice. So I do like the signing. I'll give it a C+. I think I do like Jonathan Ward a little bit more from what he's done in the past, but I don't know, maybe adding a guy like La'Mical Perine maybe does have a little bit of leadership traits. Maybe he's a guy that, like we said before, knows how the locker room should be when winning a Super Bowl. I mean, he's been there, been with the Chiefs. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below with the like button. Subscribe if you're new, join the family. And I'll see you guys in the next Steelers update. Peace.